Disappeared immediately. There we are. I'm back. You can see me again. Hopefully you could hear me the whole time. Hi. I'm just going to sit up so everybody can see what's happening here underneath me. Hi. Hello. Welcome. If you've never seen us before, we're live from the apocalypse. We're a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content like streams and podcasts to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations and other important causes like that. And this is Haz-Mas. This is night 3 of Haz-Mas, our annual holiday fundraiser where we do a big push for whoever we are raising money for. That is currently medical aid for Palestinians. They shouldn't need introduction at this point because this has been going on for a long time, y'all. It's bad. It's bad. But we are raising money for them because they are going to make a difference with it. And we just play these silly little games on the internet with our cats. And so we've replaced the subscribe button. We've hidden it. Don't do that. Really, probably don't interact with cyber currency in any context, to be honest. Especially not in 2024, soon to be 2025. Instead, there's a donate button. You can click that directly and donate to Medical Aid for Palestinians. If you're on mobile, you can hit !donate in the chat. The bot will post a link, and you can donate that way. And then a little alert will play, and Aaron, who is facilitating this game, won't hear it. None of the players will hear it except for me, but I'll interrupt. Don't worry. And I'll make sure that you get thanked. Other than that, we're going to be playing Molotov College tonight. I'll let Aaron talk about that more in just a second. But other than that, yeah, there are channel points. You can do GIF reactions that appear on the screen. You can do emotes, etc., etc. All that good stuff. But yeah, with all of that being said, I think that is pretty much everything that we need to do in the preamble. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it over to Aaron, who is facilitating.
Hello. While I am facilitating, I will not be GMing tonight because we will all be GMing and none of us will be GMing because Molotov College is a GM-less belonging outside belonging game inspired by superhero media like X-Men and Umbrella Academy. And we will be playing this game, 12 Nights of the Apocalypse. And let's just go around and introduce ourselves and our characters real quick. I'm Erin. I use she, her pronouns. And I will be playing Penumbra, who is using the who also has she her pronouns and is using the High Priestess playbook. All right, let's go to Will next.
Sure. Hello. Hi. My name is Will. You just heard from me. I am going to be playing Norman 9, more commonly called Norm, aka Savior 9, uses any and all pronouns for reasons that will become apparent. I am the Strength playbook. And I'll throw it to JD.
Hey, I am JD, he, they pronouns, and I am playing Kieran Kennedy, also he, they pronouns, aka the Vessel, and he is the Hierophant playbook. I'll toss it over to McMahon.
Oh man, it's me. Hi, I'm Chris, also known as McMahon, because there's a million Chris's in the world. I use he, him, and tonight I'll be playing Balthazar Bell, aka Spanner, the World playbook.
Which just leaves.
'Tis me. Hello. Hi. Greetings. I'm Emma. She, her pronouns. Tonight I will be playing Harper Hayes, aka Flashpoint, who is the Hermit playbook.
All right, and with all of us introduced, let's jump into it. So, you all, or should I say, us all, we all, are alumni of the Corbeau Academy, which is an a school for superhumans, for superheroes, really. When we were students, we were kid heroes here at the academy. We have all since graduated. But it is the holidays, and we have been invited back by the headmaster, Christopher Corbeau, for a visit in the couple weeks, 12 days leading up to Christmas. And we the school is out of session, so the only people here now of the next generation of students are the ones who don't really have anywhere to go for the holidays. So they are staying here at the academy. And so which one of us do you think arrives first back at the school?
Man, I'm not sure I ever really left the school, so.
All right. In that case, I will have the headmaster, Christopher Corbeau, approaches you before anyone else arrives and places a hand on your shoulder and says, Savior, I was hoping to talk to you before the other alumni show up.
I think Norm jumps a little bit. And are we doing descriptions? Do we want to do character descriptions?
Yeah, let's do character descriptions.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think when he's not in his costume, Norm is normally just sort of in like Under Armour stuff, kind of like could be working out, could have just come from working out, could be going to work out. Sorry, he's like seeing ghosts or something. But I think he's kind of got this like, sandy blonde hair that's like kind of perfectly effortlessly swept to one side, and he has these like bright blue eyes, strong jawline. He is like not as he's still got a pretty sort of lithe athletic build, I think, but probably most notably there is a very sort of smooth mechanical arm where his left one used to be, that he when he jumps it kind of like jerks straight out to the side, and he has to like concentrate to pull it back in. Like it's like he's still kind of getting used to it a little bit. And he jumps a little bit, says, Headmaster, of course. What did you need?
I just wanted to make sure that you have been remaining vigilant in your training. This will be the first time most of your graduating class has arrived, has returned since you left here. Only you have stayed. Tell me, vigilance is mandated. Tell me, what have you noticed about this place?
Well, you say vigilance, but I mean things have been quiet. Things have been quiet. And of course I've been keeping up with things. Of course I've been keeping up with training and things as best I can. And once again, he kind of like rubs the arm joint. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm still 100% better, even.
It's not you I'm worried about. And he is going to pat you on the shoulder in sort of like a fatherly way. And he says, I trust you to make sure that our other students are less disciplined than you are. Make sure you keep them in line when they arrive. And yeah, sorry, you go.
You know, I will. I always do. No skipping leg day. That's what they say. That's what I say. I say that.
Yes, very well. You are the only one I can truly trust, so make sure that you live up to it.
I normally laugh nervously, trying to project an air of confidence. And we just started, but I might, if I might take a token for questioning my ideals and having an existential crisis, because I think we're already there.
You said that your character is maybe not the most inclined toward leadership, but he is definitely pushing that on you.
Yep, that and some other things that he may have heard but is pretending he didn't. And I'm sure that'll come up eventually. Right. I should probably go see if anyone else has gotten back yet.
And with that, who else do we think has arrived?
I will note I actually like to use one of my moves, one of my regular moves. Despite having all the time in the world, I show up late. I'm somewhere else right now.
So Spanner is doing his own thing. Will be late.
Spanner's at the diner. Spanner's very hungry.
Spanner is at the diner. Okay. In that case,
I would say that I might be in the vicinity.
Okay.
And a little bit similarly, in terms of moves, I think that Flashpoint is using the tried and true move of research something before you approach it. This is certainly something interesting to approach, coming back to a place with this many varieties of memories. So I would say that on sort of the more public, if the park areas of the grounds, the campus, sort of the near the main gate, the most immediate place that one would walk into, Flashpoint is walking, hands in her pockets, kind of scanning the building to see what's changed, what strange new architectural things have popped up since graduation or anything else. Description purposes wise, Flashpoint is they're somewhat shorter, but wearing very large, chunky heeled boots. She has a large, kind of curly mop of dark hair that the ends are white and silver in some of the strands. Doesn't seem to be from hair dye or something, or like something that might have happened at some point, perhaps in the midst of a lab experiment, and is wearing a very long, kind of heavy coat that's very tightly wrapped around herself and big brassy goggles, and is flipping through lenses, looking at the campus of Corbeau Academy as she walks in through the gates and judging like where the locks have changed, what windows have been broken by some students misusing a power since they were last here, and on and on and on, making a mental list.
Yeah, I think that you don't see any broken windows. Just stuff like that would have been prepared or repaired fairly quickly. But there is a wall where the wallpaper is peeling just from like a large scorch mark in the center of it that is visible, but not structural damage. So there were other concerns. Um, I think the locks to the rooms definitely have been changed. I don't think you have like the key to your old room or anything like that.
Hmm.
And uh so Savior 9, do you run into her in the as you are exploring the building?
Definitely, yeah, yeah. Just heading back towards like the dorms or whatever to see if anyone has arrived, and I think it's almost literal. That he or yeah that they bump into Harper. And
Just rounding a corner. Just
yeah, looks a little shocked. Harper, when did you get back?
Into town about half a day ago. Into campus about 5 minutes ago. Uh, how have you been?
Good. Yeah, good. It's been really quiet here with everyone gone. Um,
Mm. Is the out of curiosity, does Flashpoint know about the mechanical arm?
I feel like I think the arm is new. That happened over the break, but you knew that he lost one. I think that like
Right.
happened right before the break.
Got it. Uh, in that case, almost immediately after bumping into you, uh, Flashpoint is just continuing on while talking to you. Harper's just continuing down the hall and keeping going. Uh, and but depending on whether or not you're following with her, uh, is kind of calling back. Just figured I would walk around the place, see what's changed. Is anybody else back yet, or is it just me and you?
He hustles to keep up with Harper and says, "No, I'll go with you if that's okay." Yeah, no, you're the first one that I've seen.
I do love being punctual, though sometimes I'm not punctual and I'm punctual only by virtue of other people being late, but that still counts. I hope.
I'm sure Spanner will get here eventually.
Eventually,
Eventually,
at some point in time.
And I think that since we also each have at least one environmental playbook that is a part of the world that we control and can use moves from. So I think as you enter, I have the environmental playbook, the Apocalypse. So I think um, as you enter the one of the dining rooms in the building, as you pass through, you see just a one of the few students that is still here, a lonely girl who is sitting at the table and is drawing a single tarot card and shuffling it over and then drawing it again. And uh, she looks up at you, at the two of you when you enter, and she just says, "It's coming." And
Harper
then
briefly looks behind himself and then looks back and then just nope, no one else in the hallway.
What? What? What's coming?
She shuffles the deck again and then uh, takes out the card and puts it on the table. And you have noticed that as you look closer, you can see that every time she draws a card from the deck, it is always the same card, and it is the Tower. Um, and she looks up at Savior in particular and says, "The end."
We've got a whole semester left
Hmm. But we won't be around for it.
because we'll be somewhere nicer.
I don't think we'll be anywhere.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what I
think
thought.
I don't think there will be a concept of be. And she draws the same card again and puts it on the table, the Tower.
And we know this small person, correct?
Not
Or no?
personally.
Okay.
You actually may know her personally, actually, if you've stayed around and are still at the school.
I don't have any other home.
Yep. And you know her as Charlotte Sefton. She is uh, a student at the school of the younger generation. She is doesn't really. She hasn't been in like any of, sometimes the professor gets you to like lead the kids in training exercises. She hasn't really been in any of those with you because she doesn't really have a fighty power. She is mostly an oracle.
Harper is going to kind of grins at Charlotte and says, "Pardon me for a second." And it's the cursory politeness of somebody that has learned to use politeness to avoid getting in trouble so that they can proceed to the thing they want to do with minimal other person interference. And I think from Harper's coat sleeve is going to come like essentially like a long mechanical grabby arm, almost one of her inventions. And briefly, she's going to take the card the next time that's put down the table, pull it back to us in the doorway, give it a little look back and forth, and then replaces it and says to Savior, "I'm not familiar with tarot. Do you know what that one means?"
Savior, who is he can't stop himself. He's focused on Charlotte, but at the mechanical arm, he kind of like looks at Harper and's like, "Hey, we match." Uh,
Delightful.
uh,
She smiles for kind of the first real time at that.
so so Charlotte, we talked about this. I know the rest of the staff has talked to you about this, right? We don't do dark, portentous readings unless we have constructive solutions as well.
She looks like she is thinking for a second and then looks down at the cards and then raises her head and says, and I am using this move, uh, what are you going to do?
Well, whatever is coming, we'll do what we always do. We'll stop it.
She sort of gives a like she's satisfied enough with the answer, and then just focuses back on what she's doing.
Well, I'll file that under my list of things that have changed recently in Corbeau Academy. Excellent
What
to know.
what's changed?
Well, somebody's saying, well, I guess people have said interestingly dramatic and ominous things in the middle of this hall before. So maybe
All
that's
the
just a
time.
constant.
So
Maybe that's just a
much.
constant. I'll footnote it. I'm sure it's nothing.
Yeah. No, I'm sure that it is nothing. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything always works out in the end.
And with that, I think we will cut to, um, let's say, uh, Kieran and Lenore. I feel like we would probably be hanging out together before the before returning to the academy. And also JD, because your character is in the scene with another character, you can choose who you want to basically have the hand on the wheel for the drama within playbook for the scene.
I'm gonna tag McMahon in and give that to him.
I'm gonna scroll over to the drama within.
Yeah, feel free to use any of those moves.
Ooh.
So Aaron, I like actually to imagine that well, first of all, I'm just going to preface this by saying I think that Kieran is also using one of his always available moves, namely avoiding all responsibilities. And I think actually when we see them, he hasn't yet met up with Lenore. I think we like rewind 10, 15 minutes and we see Flashpoint walking through the gates. And then we pan up and Kieran is like, has like squished themselves as close to one of the like turrets as he can and is hiding in the shadow up there so that Flashpoint won't see him. And then as Flashpoint walks by and walks inside the campus, he like relaxes and uncurls and swings their legs over the edge. And what we see is a young man who is dressed in faded and torn black jeans, is wearing a fishnet shirt under a leather jacket, and has long black hair with blue streaks in it. And as Flashpoint disappears within the grounds, the vessel hops down from where he's been sitting on the fence and almost floats to the ground as they wait for Lenore to approach.
I think that you don't actually see Lenore approach. Just out of as you have probably like gotten used to at this point, like you land on the ground and Lenore just like walks out of the shadows that the building is casting. Um, and Lenore is uh also has a few like uh silver piercings, is wearing a leather skirt, like sort of warmer winter jacket, and has a beanie that is like a little bit oddly shaped because she does have horns underneath. and also has legs similar to she has hooves and like goat-ish legs. And she emerges from the shadows and just says, "Guess it's harder for you to hide, huh?"
Listen, we don't all have your talents, now do we? Lenore, we don't have to. We don't, like, do we?
I mean, I mean, he's probably just gonna send Savior to find us, right?
We don't even go here anymore.
Yeah, but now we're like the first class or whatever. Like, do you think he's gonna invite these kids back after they graduate?
God, I hope not.
And as she like she wheezes and like a little bit of smoke comes out, I think. I mean, yeah, for the sake of the kids anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely for them. I mean, like, what? Are we role models or whatever?
God, I really hope not.
That would be bad for us. I could probably teach the
Actually,
kids some. Yeah.
no, now I'm thinking about it. I want to mold him in my image.
I would like to take this opportunity to use a move to flash back to a good memory between the alumni. Talk about molding them in their image.
I think the flashback, maybe it's the first time that Kieran helped Lenore sneak out.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think we see the two of them sneaking out of the room, Lenore's room, like Kieran's in the hallway waiting for her. And they're both moving quietly down with like exaggerated sneaking movements.
I think Lenore is even like you see her like almost darting between the lights, like she goes to from shadow to shadow in sort of like a dark blob, and it just like manifests in the next shadow in the hallway and then peers around a corner and just to make sure that no one is there.
And we see Kieran attempting to follow that much less skillfully. But then I think we also flash forward to the two of them out at the 24-hour diner, sharing a milkshake in the middle of the night and congratulating each other on a job well done.
I'm still getting the hang of like the shadow stuff.
Well, what do you mean getting the hang of it? Lenore, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, but it's like I gotta like focus on it. It's the best way to describe it is like, did they still have the man, I don't even know so much after I came back. Did they still have those magic eye things?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, where like you look at it and like you have to look at it a specific way and then like stuff appears. It's like that, you know? Like if you don't get it just right, I can't do it.
I mean, if this is you still figuring shit out, you're gonna be unstoppable. You could like rob a bank or something. Or stop a bank robbery. Stop a bank robbery.
Shit. I mean, look, if it's like, if we end up like 30 and we're both unemployed, promise that we'll rob a bank together.
Lenore, being in a band is going to be my full-time job, so we'll see if that counts as being employed.
All right.
I'm always going to be up for some crime, stopping crime, solving crimes.
Yeah. Oh shit, you could like be great at solving crimes. Like you
Yeah.
can talk to the dead people.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that. They don't always want to listen, though.
Yeah. Maybe if you do like a magic eye thing, you'll get better at it.
I was just going to buy a Ouija board and see what happens.
Are those real? I mean, I know you can like buy them, but like, aren't they owned by like Hasbro or something?
Yeah, you're right. That is cheap mass-produced shit, but you know, we should get one and we should find out. Maybe with
Yeah.
you there. You know, maybe it'll work.
You should totally try that. And I think in the present, uh Lenore is going to say like, "Hey, do you still have that Ouija board?"
And we just see Kieran pull out the Ouija board from like somewhere where it was stored in, you know, hem of jeans. Must be, because just reaches back and pulls it out.
Well, we could see if there's any new ghosts at the school. Like, you knew most of them, but like, who knows? Maybe someone else died.
Yeah. I mean, I also never got to talk to all of the previous saviors.
Some of them just like melted, though, right? Am I making that up?
I think that was just a rumor.
Yeah.
I wonder if Savior 9 is among them now.
No, because then he'd have to leave the school.
Yeah, Justin, fucking
It's
rip
valid.
it, rip it, baby.
It's valid.
Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude.
Should we
Crack
go
one for
find
the
them?
big boy.
Yeah.
We did just get a donation. Thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you for the donation.
Thank you for the dono.
And I think that at that point, as they go to walk towards the school, we kind of like fade out on Kieran looking at Lenore and asking, think we're the last ones?
There's no way Spanner's here.
Meanwhile, at the diner. Jack!
And yeah, at the Omega Diner, the waitress hands you a check for your full breakfast.
Spanner will pull out his wallet, pull out some unfamiliar looking bills, put them back in, and pull out actual legal tender and put it on the table. Keep the change. Delicious as always. Thanks, Barry. Talk to you later. I'll get up and start jogging out.
He's jogging, not transporting anywhere.
Not yet. Right now he's just huffing it, get some distance. So
All right. So when when Spanner arrives at the school, I think that there's another kid out front on the steps who is there's a recent snowfall, so the banisters of the front steps have snow on them, and he is sort of waves his hand, and they form together into a little snowman.
Spanner will come up. Oh, it's really impressive.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, I used to go here. By the way, at the moment, the way Spanner looks like, he's wearing scavenged clothing and a tattered trench coat, and is kind of looking tired, a little haggard with these 1,000-yard stare eyes. I don't know, he just got out of a terrible, terrible situation.
I think in that case, the kid looks at you and is just like, why do you look like shit?
I just came back from the future. Yeah, the future. The good future. The future's good. Don't worry about it. Future's fine. Have you seen the headmaster or anyone else? Anyone else? An authority figure?
Yeah, he's probably doing some, I don't know, boring stuff like grading finals or something like that.
Hey, hang on. Could you answer me a question real quick? Which
Yeah,
num-
I just did.
um we don't have a goblin problem here, do we?
What, like D&D shit?
All right, good. We don't have a goblin problem. Thank you. Spanner will start teleporting off to try and find the headmaster.
I really thought you were setting this kid up for a Goblin D's nuts joke.
And if I had been quicker on the draw, I would have made yeah, I think you do find you teleport into the headmaster's teleport into the headmaster's office, and he is, as the student surmised, he is grading finals, and I'm going to use the move show disappointment to a student, and it is in a flashback, but because he is still alive, he has the capability of doing disappointment to you now.
Oh man, live disappointment.
And so he says, ah,
Ugh. Ugh.
Kid Quantum, still gallivanting off in between universes without any regard to the timeline.
It's just my gap year, all right, or my gap years.
The gap year uh between what? Time and space?
I mean, there's a gulf between. All right, we can't get into this right now. Listen, I think something really bad's gonna happen. I took a hell of a lot to get back here, and I don't know. I think something big's on the horizon.
I did tell you that stranding yourself in the future was a danger of overuse of your powers.
I mean, yes, you did, but I got back, so it's okay. I got back to warn everyone. Um, it's soon. I don't know when. Could be today. Could be tomorrow. Is anyone else around?
Yes. Uh your uh my student who stayed, Savior, he did have he is around as always. And I believe I heard Harper downstairs, and the slight taste in the air means that either penumbra, vessel, or both have arrived. You are, once again, the latest one.
Time's relative. All right. If from your perspective, I'm late, but from my perspective, I'm exactly on time. So
And I think now we are going to have um a flashback where um we are going to pit students against each other in a flashback, which I would like to say are let's say Spanner and Savior.
oh,
And I think this is I think that you see a slightly younger Corbeau still smoking his pipe that he always seems to have, but less graying at the temples. He just has fully brown hair. And uh, it is right after a mission. And he says to Savior, you once again have failed to command the team effectively. Kid Quantum took charge and uh, led the team to actually defeat this villain.
well, I wouldn't really blame. I wouldn't really blame Savior. I mean, they can only see it in one possibility at once. You know, I can kind of cheat. So I mean, they're tough, but I mean, what's being tough? You know.
Savior was created for leadership. Listen, well, not all saviors have been viable, of course, but the previous 3 saviors before you have been effective leaders of their teams. What do you have to say for yourself?
I can do better. I'll spend more time with the tapes. I'll review Savior 8's notes and the tapes, and it could be better. It could be better.
I think that you've reviewed the tapes from your predecessors enough. Review the tapes from this team. I should have them
Of course.
recorded onto tape by tomorrow. I'll
Right.
get the tapes from this mission to you. And Kid Quantum,
Hmm?
good job.
Oh, hey, I just I just have an advantage. That's all, It's just Savior, if you want, maybe we could hop back, and just watch the fight together. You can see where you went wrong. You know.
Kid Quantum, what have I said about going back to a time where you already existed for your own benefit?
It's okay as long as we don't touch or notice one another. All right. Wait. Hmm. Actually, I don't know that. I have no idea. No idea about that.
Is that something that I should add to the comprehensive rules of time?
No, no need. No need. Haven't gone back and observed myself at all. Never.
Very well. See that you don't.
Headmaster,
Yes?
maybe I'm better suited as just part of the team. Kid Quantum can see into the future and go back in time if things get bad. Maybe I could just be on the team. I'm gonna take a token for admitting that I am wrong.
And I'm going to use the move, place unrealistic expectation on a student in a flashback. And he is going to say, don't be ridiculous. You have a purpose. You don't deal with expectations by giving up on them. You rise to meet them. Excelsior.
Right. It's what I was made for.
Exactly. I knew you'd come around.
I won't let you down again.
Very well. And then I think we will jump back to the present. So I think that everyone has more or less arrived. And once everyone is gathered, gathered in uh the gathered in the dining room, where the two students have the two current students have also joined you, and Corbeau does gather, sort of appears at the stairs um, above the dining room and says, "Ah, yes. Thank you all for uh, coming to our little reunion. Now, while I do appreciate your company in and of itself, we have heard tellings of another apocalypse. see that you investigate it. And then he turns and leaves.
Kieran calls after, "Hey, are we getting paid for this?"
He returns and leans over the balcony and says, "Well, if it's what I've been told, all money will cease to exist if you fail." And then turns around and leaves again.
Yeah, money's not going to be any good in a couple weeks, so if you need some cash, I can help.
No, I don't need money. I just, wanted to know if we'd be paid. That's all.
Okay. So yeah, I just got back from the future. And it's not good. It's really bad. I think I did said a couple days, couple weeks. It
Do you
all
know?
goes to hell.
Do you know what causes it?
Charlotte raises her head and says, 12 days. And then goes back to what she was doing.
Right. Well, I guess there's a tarot card for that.
Yeah. Well, 12 days is a good amount. How does she know? How does she know it's 12 days?
She's never said anything specific before in her life.
Oh, well, that's good.
But I guess we have
No.
12 days.
Do I know what causes it? I would actually like to, at this point, use one of my moves and kind of close my eyes and look for signs of the apocalypse.
All right. You close your eyes and sort of reach out with your senses. The apocalypse was weird. You didn't actually, like, there's not so much like stuff that you could see as much as just like things you could sense or detect. And you do feel a faint thrumming of that same undefinable energy around you now.
Think, kind of close my eyes, and while I'm just kind of sitting there talking, blood starts to slowly trickle out of one of my nostrils. This is a regular occurrence for Spanner, though, so it's not super worrying.
You're doing it. You have the.
I mean, it looks really, really metal, but
It does. Badass.
Here, it starts here. I think there's so the future's bad. Things don't make sense. Like it's not just like
things don't make
Wind
sense
Seven.
now.
No, I mean like reality doesn't make like you could rub two sticks together and instead of making fire, they scream. Like that kind of not making sense.
Hell yeah.
I love the sound of that.
That's terrifying.
You would think, but sometimes you just want things to pay attention, to act like they're supposed to, cause and effect. It's like it's kind of hard to remember what was going on, but how it felt there, it feels like that here and now. So I think it has something to do with the campus, maybe.
What if we burn the campus down?
So, no
Fire
bad
protection
ideas.
systems do seem to be on the fritz. There's some scorch marks over there.
Okay,
It'd be
but
easy.
it's just like the headmaster to have like when burned create apocalypse materials that he built this place out of.
Oh shit, you are so right.
So there are no bad ideas.
That
but
one was maybe a bad idea.
maybe we save that. Maybe we save that for the end. Like, call it Plan Y.
Bad ideas are just good ideas that haven't worked yet.
I mean, maybe it's just like if everything goes wrong, we at least get to do some arson.
I love the way you
d-
think.
when he said come back to the school and be part of a team, what did he say to you? What did he tell you? What did he tell you guys?
I wasn't really listening, if I'm honest.
He told me to stop dripping blood on his rug.
He didn't tell me actually shit. I just thought I was getting a free meal for like a couple weeks.
This makes a lot of sense. This explains a lot. He wanted us to be like heroes, like a team of heroes.
Oh, I stopped reading after the first few lines because something exploded in the workshop and I had to deal with that.
And that makes total sense. So yeah, just let's try to keep that in mind moving forward. Heroes.
So we'll table arson for now. We'll table arson for now.
Is arson not heroic?
Plan W, maybe arson, just like right above burning the school. I guess that's still kind of, you know what? It's fine.
What if we call it good arson?
Spanner will turn to the two students and be like, you two been around here, right? How long have you been in the school?
I don't know, couple years or whatever.
Have you noticed anything off lately or anything different on campus? Just anything, you know?
No, professor's still shitty or whatever. I'm Kane, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet you. It's like,
I mean, you didn't ask, but like...
Oh, I'm Spanner. Or Balthazar if you want, but whichever is fine.
Neither of those are good names.
Oh, thanks, kid.
So, what were you doing? What were you told, Kane?
What do you mean? What was I told?
You on the team? What do you do?
I'm just here. I want to go back to foster care or whatever.
Sure.
This is a child.
I know. We were children. It's fine. Never mind.
Were children.
Yeah. And we did all kinds of stuff. And we turned out fine. And he, once again, just kind of like rubs unconsciously at the arm.
Savior, you're supposed to be the leader? Like, why are you bringing in children? We're the adults. We should be handling this.
Charlotte sees the future kind of sometimes when it's, I guess, not convenient.
Future's never convenient.
Noted.
Everything I do isn't convenient.
Okay. Why don't you be somewhere else, Kane?
Cool. I'm gonna go investigate the apocalypse at Zeitgeist. Anyone else down?
Oh, fuck yes. Let's go.
We're not hanging out with children.
No, let's not. Let's just leave Kane to their business, you know, their student business.
I think Lenore is just gonna like ditch at this point.
It's already halfway out of the hall.
Guys, we really need to just focus. We can do this.
That's why we're going to Zeitgeist. We're gonna go hit up the club. We're gonna hang out with Lenore.
Investigate.
No, this is what always used to happen. You always used to say, we're going to Zeitgeist to investigate, and we never did.
I think on the list of apocalypse and potential apocalypse tallies, Harper holds up a page that says apocalypse and potential apocalypse tallies in a notebook. I have a very low number of them recorded at Zeitgeist, just statistically, just throwing that out there.
But not zero.
If hang on, I'll make you an offer. If we stop the apocalypse, I will foot the bill for a night at Zeitgeist. But we can't go right now. We have to stop the apocalypse first.
I get in free.
Norm overheard, like Norm was listening to what Harper was saying about it, and is like, I mean, maybe it's not the worst idea. going to Zeitgeist. Just as like a jumping off point. You make a great point.
I mean,
Thank you. I wasn't expecting to be back in this argument. That's thank you, Savior. I appreciate it. Finally, someone's listening.
So if I'm allowed to bring this out here, I'm going to use the drama within. And Will, you can veto this, but I want to use the past secret that you've hid from others that will be about to be found out unless you do something.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I think that I think he's gonna do something, but he's not gonna capital D do something. Like, he is clearly, I feel like he's never done a great job hiding the fact that he has a crush on Harper, but he's made an effort before, and I think it's maybe becoming clear in this moment that he is like planning to, at some undetermined moment in the near future, it seems like he's maybe worked up the courage to finally say something. This isn't that moment, but he's definitely acting more openly about it.
I think this is everyone notices, however much of an open secret this has or has not been clocked by everyone else. The amount of focus that Harper spends on any one other person at any time, as opposed to her notes or inventions, is minimal, slim to none. Getting direct attention from them is rare, and at getting backed in an argument, which they're not used to, or getting listened to at all when they start talking about numbers and statistics. She does do kind of a little double take at Savior, notices that something seems interesting. That's different.
So,
I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt to look at Psych, see if there's the same vibe there. Who knows? Maybe it'll be stronger there. I mean,
good as place. Got to start somewhere, team.
Right.
I mean, we could start here, then go to Zeitgeist.
Or we can split up.
Cover more ground that way.
If nothing else, we can draw up a map.
That's true. I think that would that makes a lot of sense. You're right. Yeah, we have the ability to cover a lot of ground. This is so obviously a terrible idea to anyone who's like who has the slightest bit of paying attention, but he's going to say, absolutely. I think maybe Vessel, Penumbra, Spin, or maybe you check out Zeitgeist, and Flashpoint and I can stay behind and investigate the college.
Yeah, that honestly, I think is the best idea I've ever heard you have.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
you're going to
meet up
investigate the college
like
together. Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun tonight, Savior. Flashpoint.
I mean, apocalypse, fun. Sometimes they overlap, sure.
Maybe, but I don't know why anyone would be having fun, but okay.
I mean,
Oh, I'm gonna have fun.
Guess we have a dozen days, and we may as well have a night before it ends. Have fun investigating one another. I mean, with one another.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't quite.
What did you?
I would like to
What are
spend a
you
token
saying?
to rewind time, only to make things worse the second time.
Oh, I love it. That's one of your moves. That's so good.
That feels like it should be a get a token move, not a spend a token move.
Oh no, that is a move that gives me a token.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So I have to
That
think of
makes
a
more sense.
worse thing to say.
That was already.
I want to hear how you one up.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh yes, yes, please.
So it comes back to Savior kind of stutter and a little exasperated. Spanner's just like, oh, just kiss one another already.
Oh, right. Let's go, Spanner. Let's go.
Yeah, we have to Zeitgeist. Go to Zeitgeist. Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, have fun in it. Yeah, have fun. Yeah.
They're all heading out, and Harper just has it just a. Oh my goodness! I think one of the circuits in one of my I think something just overloaded. I must not have heard that correctly.
Crazy thing for Spanner to say about Vessel and
Oh,
Penumbra. Crazy thing to say about them.
I mean, yes, exactly. That's coming out of nowhere. Anyway, the apocalypse and the rest of the college.
Apocalypse. Right.
Yeah, right.
We should probably start looking around.
Harper just beelines a little bit quicker than normal. Already walks fast, but starts beelining for the hallways a little bit quicker than normal. Just, we should. Right.
Xavier's gonna follow after a little bit more slowly, but is gonna a little bit more slowly, but sighs, like just a big sigh. It's like, get it together.
Okay. And I think we can cut to the Zeitgeist team. Okay, so let's get a drink before we start working, because I work best when I'm buzzed.
Oh, that sounds safe. Insane.
It's always worked, Spanner. I don't know why you're so surprised.
You were drinking on missions?
It's like a magic eye, how it only works if you unfocus your eyes a little bit. And what's a better way to do that?
Just unfocus your eyes.
Yeah, but that takes a lot of work.
Other than that.
I mean, I could do it right now.
Maybe we get you a coffee and we'll get drinks.
Would love a. There's no coffee in the apocalypse, so that sounds really good, actually.
Yeah, I'm friends with the bartender. I'll get us this first round for free.
Oh,
I think actually I am going to say no, I'm not a charity case. I can pay for my own drink. And I am going to refuse help whether you need it or not to get a token.
And I think in that case, actually, I'm going to get a token too. Because as you walk over to the bar, I think Kieran headed out a little bit before Lenore. You see him begging the bartender for free drinks. You catch them in a lie. And then see him hand over a rolled up $10 bill to cover the drink and the coffee.
And I think I am going to jump in as the society playbook to use a move. Have civilians act ungrateful or distrustful towards someone.
Yes. I think you have it out for me. But,
specifically, Kieran.
Come on, man. Come on.
Look, you're not even supposed to be here.
Of course I'm supposed to be here. Dude, my band is one of the biggest draws to this place.
Yeah, biggest draws. Do you remember what happened last time?
And you just see Kieran going through multiple events and then slowly guess. Was that when the Molotov cocktail was thrown?
Yeah, Kieran. It was when the Molotov cocktail was thrown.
I thought it might have been when I incited, a riot one time.
I
But I think
don't
that was
know
before.
who that was. That someone? Were you channeling someone?
Maybe accident. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And they said something about Bolsheviks and
Yeah, it happens sometimes when I'm feeling a lot of emotions, and I feel a lot of emotions when I perform.
bartender like looks sideways at like part of the bar that is just like still scorched.
All right, fine. Pay for it this time. Guess I should be lucky that you're not making me pay for the damages.
That's the spirit.
All right, get me some spirits. And he throws a $10 bill on the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's. I mean, there's coffee for sure, but then yeah, it's with a $10 bill. It's rail.
And Kieran just looks at it and looks back at the bartender and looks at it. Seriously?
Crosses his arms and looks at it.
Oh, come on, man. You suck. You suck.
We had nicer stuff. Someone put a rag in it and lit it on fire.
Yeah, you know what? That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. I'd say it won't happen again, but I don't like to lie.
Please say it won't happen again.
Do you want me to lie to you?
No.
You got a choice.
Towards you.
You got a choice.
Mm-mm. You're lucky it's the holidays.
When Kieran says it won't happen again, I would like to use one of the moves from the Phantom Wind. Cause mischief. So when Kieran says it won't happen again, a bottle just kind of falls off the shelf and shatters.
Oh, come. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. You can see both hands.
Feels like you.
Yeah, it always does.
On the way back to the table, Lenore is gonna just say to Kieran, "Wow, you were right. You do know the bartender."
I sure do.
And then when she sits down, she's like, "All right, let's investigate." She takes a drink.
To investigating.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can ask my contacts. And she is going to draw a circle on the table that is just leaving like almost like an inky substance. And she's going to draw a little pentagram, and it's like, okay, I know that the whole like asking the wind is more your deal, but I think I really have got the hang of this one. And I'm going to use my move, accidentally unleash uncontrollable monsters from the Phantom Wind.
Oh, good.
Well, at least no one's in a crowded place or anything.
So you see, like, I think a portal opens up, and it just like this little. I'm gonna say actually, it is like a goblin type like goblin looking creature crawls out of this like the table seems to like disappear into this like fiery looking hole in the center of the table. Um which is like there's just a normal tabletop, but it has a depth like below that, and this like goblin crawls out and is just like begins clawing out of the portal, and Lenore just says, "Oh shit, I think that's not a helpful one."
I'm gonna interject. I'm gonna interject as a society one more time here and use a different society move, which is introduce a villain with a dangerous plot. I think something has pursued Spanners. Spanners established that they have some experience with goblins from some unknown point, and I think they've been pursued here. I think this particular goblin that comes through has like a horn, like a herald, and is here to herald the approach of maybe the Goblin King.
All right.
Spanner kind of shoots my chair, goes, "This timeline does have a goblin problem. You lied to full shit, lied to me." And Spanner flickers in and out, and I would like to gain a token to be consumed by guild over past actions in another timeline. Because another timeline, Spanner punches that fucking kid out in the dining room.
So, sorry, you spend a token to do to just punch a kid?
To be consumed by guild over past actions in another timeline.
Okay, got it. All right, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I feel like this goblin comes through and has like a horn in one hand and blows it, and it's just like this ripple. The horn rings out and just sort of ripples across reality, and more portals start springing up with more figures coming through them. I think, I'm not sure this is exactly right, but one of the moves that the society can do. Oh no, never mind. I know what that is. Never mind. Yeah, I think the villain is the Goblin King.
I think that Lenore is going to try and tackle and like wrench away the horn from the goblin, and she does get the horn like out of its hands, but then I am going to use my move. I am going to gain another token, disappear into the phantom wind at the worst moment. So she is going to grab it and step back into one of the portals and just fall backwards into one of the portals and disappear.
Okay, this is bad. Fuck, I never thought I'd say this. Spanner, can you go get the others?
Be right back. And I will spend a token to use one of my strong moves, which is teleport exactly where I want to over any distance. I'm to teleport to Friend Savior.
Okay. And I think that how does everyone feel about checking in with what Savior's doing after a short break?
That sounds great.
That sounds great.
I love it.
We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go away, everybody. See you soon.
All right. So we are in the midst of a goblin invasion. And we are checking in on. So let's rewind 15 minutes or so to check in with Savior and Flashpoint, where we last left them.
I think, if I may, I think we've kind of just been like walking through the school, and I think kind of just like trying to keep an eye out for things. I don't know if you have anything that you want to do, Flashpoint, but I know that, or Harper, but I know that Savior's moves are not really tailored to mystery solving or investigating at all.
I think, luckily, if there is a problem to be tackled, that is certainly tackling problems is certainly within at least what Flashpoint thinks her area of expertise is. So at some point, probably about after the first 35 seconds of unsure silence, give or take, Flashpoint pulls out from within just too many pockets that are somewhere you can't see. This very large, very heavy trench coat seems to have a lot of things that can come out of it. Starts pulling out a variety of scanners and just kind of handing them off to Savior in order with instructions about, all right, now check for this, and if there's anomalies here, we want to check for gravitational anomalies, as well as any disturbances in time, like the one that Spanner causes, and has sort of de facto enlisted you to help run every sort of technical scan that she knows as we walk around the grounds.
Yeah, Savior's doing that to the best of his abilities.
Which
And
I will also
going
say
to reveal cryptic clues about the apocalypse using my apocalypse playbook.
God.
And you do find on one of the dorm room doors there is you find basically it looks normal, but scanning it looks like every molecule in the door is shifted either like half a centimeter to the left or right. They are random molecules. Each one is randomly shifted, so you can't really tell. But it is, your scanner can definitely pick it up.
It's out of whack with where it should be. As we're examining this, I will also say that with Savior following along with this plan, you get a token for following my plan or advice, for what that is worth.
Hell yeah.
That I would like to use, Harper's going to use the move of, I think the weak move to gain a token of underestimate a threat and walk into trouble. Which is that in true scientific fashion, upon seeing this door, as all the scanners, including the 3 to 4 that she is holding, give off anomalous readings suddenly, and she kind of scoffs and looks at this door and goes, "That can't be right. It's just a door," and is going to slam it open. Kind of abruptly.
All right. I will use the move send threats after those who try to change the apocalypse.
That feels about right.
Slamming open this door, you slam it open, and inside this room, there is like some annihilation shit going on in there.
Oh,
Like it looks like basically one of those very early AI generated images before it could really actually like make anything that looked like anything. Um and as you slam open the door, a something flies out of the room that seems to be scintillating and shifting, and hits the wall right beside your head, and begins sort of making the wall, that space on the wall, also seem to shift.
ooh. Uh, Harper, having just kind of almost started to go into the room, just jolts back up against the wall, kind of violently, right out of the way of this coming at their head too. Just, oh, oh no, oh no.
Is it just on the wall now?
It seems to be just on the wall, but it seems to be very slowly spreading on the wall.
Okay. I would like to spend a token. Yeah, I mean, I would like to spend a token. I think Savior is not. Savior's good at one thing, debatably. I'm gonna spend a token to incapacitate someone, and I think his logic is like, this thing flies out, hits the wall, starts going into the wall. I think the only thing that his brain could come up with is he says, "Watch out," and then he jumps in between Harper and the wall, and then decides to punch out the wall.
With the which arm?
His his right arm, so his
Okay.
living arm.
You feel a slight tingling, but you do punch and basically shatter this wall. And it does seem to, the wall that like breaks apart seems to still be in more or less a it stops moving, it stops scintillating, it freezes, but it sort of hardens into the current sort of weird twisted shape that it's in, and shatters from that shape. You have also made a large hole out into the winter air of the outside of the house.
But I don't see it anymore.
You see it in several pieces across the
Sure,
yard, but
sure.
yeah, it does not seem to be alive.
I think Savior looks around and takes that in and says, I think I got it.
Harper is sitting kind of dazedly on the floor, and staring at the wall, just going, "Oh, that is so strange. The molecules were, but it shouldn't have that effect. It should just lose its structure if the molecules are." God, that's frustrating. It doesn't make sense. That's frustrating. That doesn't fit with the formula of what should happen there. I don't. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, no. Savior like takes a beat, and then he will actually go, and he will say, "Are you hurt? Are you okay?" And he'll help you up.
Oh, I hadn't checked. I think I'm fine, probably. Just a bit shaken. Nothing seems broken in the. You hear the shaking of a bunch of metal components in some pocket. Those all seem intact, and like none of the glass is shattered. So I'm all right.
And
God,
he, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, he doesn't let go of the hand that he helped you up with immediately, and just like standing very close to you, and he like takes a deep breath and he says, "Look, Harper, this might not be the best time, but there's something that I've been meaning to say to you, and
What about the apocalypse?
that has to be the moment that Spanner comes to get
Absolutely.
us."
I was going to say, I don't even think that is exactly a move in the drama within, but if it wasn't, I was going to still pull it.
It has to be.
It couldn't be any other time.
From what I understand of the scene, a hand is being held, and maybe
Mhm.
you two are kind of close.
Harper's definitely did the I haven't checked if I'm okay, but is also holding on to you for support, more shaken than they have let on. So is holding on to you to kind of stay in one place for a moment,
All right.
very much.
So if you two are like facing one another like this, Spanner kind of shows up directly to the left of Savior, like like an arm's like a hand's length away. Pops in and it just goes, Zeitgeist is full of goblins and Penumbra is gone.
I said, let's not go. It's fine.
I think that brings the tally of apocalypses and zeitgeist up to 3.
Here it's alone with the goblins.
Let's go.
Oh
then.
no. Oh god. All right.
Hang on. So Aaron, I actually have a question about one of my weak moves.
Sure, yeah.
So it says be incapacitated due to power overuse. Would that take place after I use a power, or I'm just trying to
I mean, that is your choice.
Okay.
I mean, you never have to do it. Like you do it to gain a token.
Okay.
So if at any point you can be like, "Yep, I've been using my powers too much, and I fall unconscious," and gain a token for that.
Fair. All right. Spanner will be like, all right, let's head over there. And Spanner will start like teleport jumping, kind of like short jumps towards Zeitgeist.
Are you taking
That's
us
my-
with you, or can you only teleport yourself?
That was actually going
Uh,
to be my question. Do we have the ability to go with you, or do we need to kind of book it on our own?
The regular move just says teleport a short distances somewhere within sight. It doesn't say I can take other people. So I would assume
I'll say it's up to
no.
you.
I would assume yes, I can take you. I can take you with me. It's a little disorienting, and I had like hold hands with you. But basically, it's like stutter jumping, so we go
Right.
a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick. That's very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the three of you. So Kieran, how have you been dealing with the goblins?
So I think in the initial like 60 seconds, Kieran was grabbing drinks off tables, throwing them at the goblins, trying to like grab any fabric he could find to cover the portals up as though that would do anything. And after those 60 seconds was just like, fuck it. This isn't working. Hey, a little help here. And I would like to use my weak move, lose control to the Phantom Wind.
Oh.
I think whoever has the Phantom Wind playbook can basically use any moves on Kieran now.
All right. The move I'm going to use from the Phantom Wind is possess someone. Kieran, you get possessed.
By the Bolshevik again?
Is it the Bolshevik again? Who possesses me?
Oh no, you get possessed by a former person from Zeitgeist, kind of a burly bar brawler by the name of Sarah Ruiz, who's famous for bar fighting and winning. Ooh, and dodges kind of one of the goblins taking a swing at them and kind of goes wide-eyed. Goes, I don't know what the hell you are, but this is happening now. And starts swinging wildly at goblins. Starts like trying to fist fight the goblins in Kieran's body.
Incredible. I'm so glad that you chose this twink to fight your battles for you. And all I can
Yeah.
imagine is that means like the others walk in and see Kieran like fucking suplex a goblin through a table or something like that.
100%. At least 1 to 2 to 3 tables are being broken by ghost-powered Kieran.
We blink into the scene, and as in midair, just slowly getting suplexed into a table in slow-mo.
And Savior, I think, is going to slip back into. He's gonna hesitate for a second. He's gonna be okay. And he's going to slip back into team leader mode to the best of his abilities. He's going to say, all right, I'm going to keep them busy with Kieran, I guess. You two, Flashpoint, Spanner, find a way to get Penumbra back and close the portals, preferably in that order, but...
What?
Oh, no.
A Spanner who's bleeding from both nostrils now predominantly goes, okay, and falls over. I'm going to use the weak move, be incapacitated due to power overuse, and gain a token.
Right, revising
And
the
I
plan, Flashpoint.
With that, I'm going to
Yep.
spend a token to use appear anywhere else in the scene through mystical means.
Hell yeah.
And so I think that one of the portals on that is like I'll say it's the one that is opened up in the mirror behind the bar. I think the mirror is it's almost like a dark it is literally like a in a glass darkly, and it ripples a little bit, and Penumbra is just going to like crawl out of the mirror, fall behind the bar, grab just like a bottle of Jack off the wall, pop it open, pop the cork out with her teeth, and then take a swig and throw it on the ground and dive into the fight.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Savior's going to say, revised plan, Flashpoint, find a way to close the portals. And if you listen to me as the team leader, you get a token.
I will. I will absolutely listen to you and gain that token, and I will immediately spend a token to use one of my strong moves, which is reveal a trump card you had all along. Love that phrasing. Which is that Flashpoint, who I think kind of also put a hand out automatically as Spanner just kind of slumped over to like, okay, stop you from going head first into the tables, essentially, is going to nods at Savior, kind of and just okay, portals. Surface stability. They need surface stability on which to remain. Breaking the surface stability in a manner that won't hurt civilians. Got it. And reaches down and breaks off the heel of one of their very high-heeled boots, and flicks a little matte black switch on it. And it's essentially, it's a little localized gravity warping device, a la a throwable you might have in a video game. And she's going to kind of in an awkward fashion just toss it towards the table where everything started, that you were all sitting at when the pentagram was drawn and all hell broke loose with this central portal. And as it crosses through that threshold, everybody who's watching can see the integrity of the table kind of, it flips and crunches a little bit, and small items nearby are drawn a few feet closer. Anyone who's and people's hair kind of stands up on ends and goes a little bit close towards this gravitational anomaly and then comes back. And with the solid surface broken, the main portal kind of crackles in and starts to disintegrate in on itself.
Yeah, the portal closes, and I think that the I am going to use my move, do stuff, and get ready to face repercussions. Where I am going to just go around and like kick the remaining goblins, and I think just like fling one of them into the bottles of liquor back behind the bar, and uh the rest of them scamper out.
I would like at this point to interject and potentially, if everyone's on board for it, use the playbook for the power, which is that I think that as the remaining goblins scamper out into the street, it would potentially be, I think either Kieran or Lenore would see like out in the outskirts, not immediately within the zeitgeist, but essentially from the Institute of Heroics and Villainy, so the overarching superpower authority, that probably says it speaks for all superheroes. We might disagree strongly. That essentially caped crusaders in like beautiful, glorious, very standard heroic outfits of white and gold and shiny metal, are arriving from the sky, having noticed that there's some sort of disturbance, to start to engage with these remaining few goblins. I think the two of you are the ones that would notice it and perhaps be most familiar with trying to evade consequences from these elder superheroes.
And I'm actually going to say Kieran doesn't notice that since he is still possessed. That's going to be the complication that got me the token, since otherwise that was a generally useful move. So Kieran is completely oblivious to that, and I think is doing what our bar fighter always did after bar fights. He's sitting down at the bar and getting a drink.
Hey, Kieran. The they're here. The heroes and villains guys.
And there's like no response because you said Kieran, and this guy has no idea who Kieran is.
I am going to use my regular move. Use a demonic voice which unnerves friend and foe alike, and she is just going to go, Kieran, get moving.
And I think Kieran fully falls off the bar stool in response to that. And like when he jumps up, his eyes are back to normal. He is clearly not possessed anymore. He looks confused. He looks concerned because he's covered in like various types of alcohol and blood. And it's just like, oh shit, you're back.
I've been back for like a few minutes at least.
Okay, cool. I wasn't back, so like, did we win?
I think we won. Someone pick up Spanner. When when he's awake again, we can figure out if the apocalypse is still happening. Because, I mean, was that the apocalypse? That seemed pretty easy. And I am going to use my apocalypse move. When someone puts a decent effort into altering the apocalypse, change how, but not when it happens.
Oh, I'm up. I just can't get up right now.
Hey, Savior, you've got arms.
Yeah, I'll carry it.
At least one of them.
Thanks.
I wasn't going to comment on it.
Wow.
Savior, I really like your arm. It's way
Which-
better than the
which
leg you had
one?
in the robot one. It's way better than the leg you have in the other timeline.
Okay. We should probably get out of here.
Sorry, I'm bleeding on you.
You know, it's fine. It's not the first time. Won't be the last.
Mhm.
And I guess we're going to exit. But before we do leave the scene behind, I do feel like I would be remiss if I didn't say that if I had a nickel for every time JD played a character in a superhero game with death magic who fought a D&D monster in a punk bar, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it is weird that it happened twice.
I
whole
wasn't
cents.
even thinking of that.
Across every timeline.
I just like how Steph is like 2 for now.
Yeah.
As we're
Anyway.
departing, Harper is to anyone that's listening partially and probably to everyone who isn't, just rattling off a host of incomprehensible facts from which you can glean there was a door. The door was wrong. The door exploded into the wall. The wall was wrong. Savior punched out the wall. That seems bad. That is sandwiched somewhere between about 10 different formulaic calculations.
Did you ask whose room it was?
No, I just opened the door. It was a weird door. I figured it probably wasn't that important.
It was like all glowy, like it glowed.
It was on the first floor. There's that. I mean, we could check if it's still there, if it's now something other than a door. I'd be
Else would it
concerned if
be?
it's something other than a door. I don't know. That's what worries me.
That's how it starts. It's one thing and then it's another. Like, it could be
It starts with doors. The apocalypse starts with doors.
No, it starts with things changing. Like a door could become a mouth. You know? Things like that. Oh.
So let's go check on the door and make sure it hasn't become a mouth, I guess.
So what
Yeah.
we're saying is that it starts as one thing, but we don't know why.
And then it becomes another thing, but we don't know why or what the other thing could be other than potentially a mouth.
Well, the good thing is we aren't trying very hard, so...
Mr. Frodo!
Oh.
Oh.
He's choosing violence.
Stop choosing violence, Mr. Frodo.
Sorry, I briefly phased into Lord of the Rings in my mind. I'm bringing myself back to this timeline. Harper beelines a bit ahead and is, by the time everyone else is back at the door in kind of the various injured states, is trying to set up more scanning equipment. Maybe not successfully. Do we think it's a mouth? Is the question here.
Mhm.
God, I don't even want to think about that.
By this time, Spanner's probably also walking on his own again. Let me hang on a second. Let me see if I can. Spanner's gonna close his eyes and cast his mind out and try to use one of my regular moves to peer into the future to see potential dangers.
All right. In the future, there is a lack of goblins now in the future. But it is still this like very uh lawless in the sense of laws of physics world. You do sort of peer in and you see there is sort of a center to all of this, and you see basically a something that you can barely make out as the shape of the school, and that you can see just barely a humanoid figure in the center, sort of like embedded in a wall.
Oh. Oh. Well, good news. There's less goblins now. But there's still something here. Has anyone seen anything weird in a wall?
When you come back, you see like the kid Kane is looking at you, and he's like, "Why is your nose bleeding like that?"
Oh. This just happens when I use my powers, is all.
Do you do drugs or something?
Not if I can help it.
Are you helping it now?
No, caffeine. I mean, caffeine's technically a drug, so. Also, I'm sorry.
I mean, only if you're a square, but whatever.
This kid's a jerk.
So what do you? What? Huh. What are you doing? What could you? No, he does the snow stuff. Sorry, our memories are all mixed up again.
Huh? No, I don't have like ice powers or anything. I have like everything powers.
Everything powers?
Yeah.
Like you change things?
They the headmaster calls it like reality warping or something like that.
Oh.
Harper at the other end of the hallway with a scanner just slowly starts swiveling it towards this conversation.
How's that going for you? Good?
I don't know.
Oh.
Hey,
It's kind of. Spanner just kind of makes eyes at everyone, like.
hey,
gonna
Kane,
head out.
stop bullying Spanner. He's been through a lot.
Oh, it's okay if he bullies me a little bit.
Okay, I'll stop bullying this grown man, Dad.
Thank you.
And he's like, I'm going out to get like pie or something. And heads out from the academy.
I'm gonna take a token to irritate people with your superiority complex and call out after him, and I say, and it better be just pie. Better not see you coming back here with cigarettes.
Yeah, that definitely qualifies.
Come on, Savior, let the kid have some fun.
I'm not gonna let him have cigarettes.
Why not? I snuck in cigarettes all the time when I was a student here.
You what?
I'm fine. You were my classmate. You weren't the headmaster. The headmaster's a fucking asshole.
Don't say that. The headmaster is a great man.
Hey,
our best interests at heart. All of our best interests at heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
And that's why he kept sending me back into the Phantom Wind on missions.
I'm sure he had his reasons.
He always
Yeah, no,
does.
he had his reasons. He wanted shit done. I didn't want to do it.
Well, but look, we're all here because we want to be here.
Says who?
Yeah, don't talk for all of us.
Well, you got the invitations. You could have said no. You could have not come. You did. Because deep down, we all want to be heroes. We want to save the world.
I mean, I don't know about being a hero, but I want to save the world because I live in it. So, plus the diner's here.
See, I can get behind Spanner.
Yeah.
Zeitgeist is here. You know, Zeitgeist is in the world. No world, no Zeitgeist.
Wow. It's cool, yeah. Spanner does make a great point.
There's no, holding hands if there's no world. So
Maybe, yeah, Spanner, that's a good
Is
point. Maybe you should be.
Savior into holding hands?
I
Maybe
mean,
you
I
should
came
lead
back
the team.
here. I came back here because Harper kind of coughs. Didn't have anywhere else to go. My workshop exploded a little. It wasn't my fault. I don't think. No, I didn't mess up that calculation.
Well, what's important is that we're all here now. And that we all want to save the world.
I have follow-up questions about the holding hands, but I don't think now is the time.
Sure. Anyone could have held hands, I guess. That doesn't
We
seem
all
important.
have to hold hands with Spanner to teleport. It's not.
We did. We all held hands together so that we
That's
could
what's
teleport.
being referenced.
Yeah,
That's what's
That's
being
what's being
referenced.
referenced.
And
it was
that-
nice. We all held hands.
That's what's being referenced.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm happy for the three of you and whatever's going on there.
But I saw someone embedded in a wall and go at the center and everything.
Oh, God.
Kid, this Kane kid says his power is an everything power, like reality warping. The future reality sick. Thinking maybe Kane has something to do with the apocalypse.
I
That's my guess.
would strongly suspect that if you have the power to mess with that many parts of reality, it'll start collapsing in on itself and things will get weird. I mean, if you had the
Savior.
powers of time and space at the same time, think about it. That wouldn't work. They would get in each other's way. Things would break down. There might be a few supernovas.
Doesn't Spanner have the powers of time and space at the same time? Hey, maybe you caused the apocalypse.
Fair point. Spanner, are you causing the apocalypse?
I didn't think to check my own timeline. Listen, you can observe yourself, but you can't touch yourself, or you really shouldn't be near yourself. So it's kind of
Really?
tough.
Because I remember some. Never mind.
Savior looks at Harper with a very worried look on his face and says, "Do you think there was someone in the wall when I punched it?"
Harper just takes a beat and looks at the wall and very solemnly looks back at Xavier, and I think actually puts a reassuring hand on the shoulder and just I think it was a wall that was slowly turning evil. I don't think there was anyone in. That was good. Thank you. You did a good. No one in the wall. Good. Yes.
If it was
No one in the wall.
If it was an evil wall, it's fine.
The wall was giving me very bad and unstable readings, and now it is not, and not a dangerous wall. So
Yeah, there's some pretty bad
Um,
walls in the future, like anglerfish, but walls.
the only thing we needed to fix the apocalypse was punching it. I'm gonna be so mad.
Savior looks like he's on the verge of tears. He looks at Spanner and he says, I punched a fish.
No, I mean like conceptually an anglerfish, an actual anglerfish. It's
Oh.
okay. You did. Yeah, I'm sure it was a great punch. Hell of a punch.
it was very good. Top tier punch. Top 5 of the punches I have observed and cataloged.
Yeah. So Savior's got good hands, for punching.
Weird thing to say. Look.
Mm-hmm. Spanner, wasn't all the walls or just one wall? Or because far be it from me to bring up the arson idea again. But
We're talking arson again?
No, arson is plan Y. We're not there yet. We should maybe go in the room, go inside the room, see what we can find in there.
Technically, burning down the whole school is plan Y, and general arson is plan W.
thank you.
Well,
Thank
either
you for
way, we're not
clarifying.
there
That
yet.
is important.
Where are we? Like, what plan are we on?
We have to be several down.
No, I
If
think we're
we-
still on A. I think we're still on A. I think things are
We
going
on
great.
H because we just did Plan G for Goblin.
What? We're on plan H.
We're that much closer to arson. Got it.
For Hobgoblin.
I was gonna say for hero. For hero.
For
but-
hero. Thank you, Spanner. Plan
Oh.
H is for hero.
Really? Because I can call some hobgoblins if we need them.
No, I don't think we need. You already called goblins before, and I was impressed by the amount of goblins you called. It was great, but I don't think we need hobgoblins right now.
Listen, do you want me to try to talk to someone who maybe saw something if this shit is happening on campus?
We don't even know what the nature of the apocalypse is, right? Like, we know it involves a wall, maybe. We know basically nothing else as far as I can tell, except that it has something to do with the campus.
Yeah, so maybe a ghost saw something.
Or with that small child that went to get pie and not cigarettes.
He's
I take that as co-signing of my point.
Well, I mean,
oh yeah. It's just the kids on campus. The kid can warp reality. In the bad future, reality's sick and warping all the time. I mean, it writes itself.
Yeah,
Follow-up
almost too
point.
well.
Follow-up point. The kid just left campus. Do we need to follow the child and make sure that the apocalypse doesn't happen out at the super shopping mall as opposed to here where we assumed it would?
Do we
I
want to
think it's-
split up again?
Sure.
I think maybe this time we should maybe stay together. Especially if we're just trying to find a kid. That should be easy.
I mean, he's probably going to the diner if he wants pie.
That's a great
So
point.
someone can go to the diner, someone can stay here and try and fix this room that is still like weird.
Harper's like mechanical arm extends, crack, like opens the door a little crack, checks, sees, yep, still, and closes it again. Still bad. It's not better.
Well, maybe we need King to fix the room.
I might have a weird plan for the room.
I'm into it.
I won't be making it like fixing it, but I'll be making it not get worse.
That sounds better than what we have. I'd say do it. And I
That's a
guess if you
step up from
listen,
getting worse.
if you listen to me, I guess you can take a token.
Okay, I'll take a token. So who wants to go? Who wants to stay with me, and who wants to get pie?
I can stay with you.
I didn't get a chance to fully inspect the powers of that mean child. So I'll happily pursue
He's
the
so
pie avenue.
mean.
Quite mean.
Why
Were
is
we
he so
that mean as children?
I mean, yeah, but and Kieran actually looks a little like nervous and uncomfortable and is kind of side-eyeing Spanner and then says, "Hey Spanner, why don't you stay with Lenore? I'll go with the other two."
Sure. Yeah, I'll stay with Lenore.
Okay. So the three of you arrive at what did we name the Omega Diner.
Yep.
So it is a pretty like nice very like Americana diner, but there is a sign over the door with like a big neon Omega on it.
So what's the plan, Savior?
Go in there,
Mhm.
find Kane.
Mm-hmm.
I guess probably wait for him to get his pie. I mean, he walked all this way. If he doesn't have it already, then take him back to school.
So we're just acting as chaperones. We're not going to be interrogating him, asking any questions.
Well, I mean, we'll ask him questions, I'm sure, but why would we? Why would we need to interrogate him?
I wasn't saying we did. I was just asking if we did.
I'll be checking my scanners for reality anomalies. Harper holds up 7 to 10 small beeping electronic screens.
I'm sure he won't notice that at all.
Thank you. I tried to make them as subtle and compact as possible.
And
It worked.
I can take society from you since you're in this scene, Will.
Okay, that sounds great.
So the bartender, or not bartender, but the waitress working the counter, Trudy, looks to the three of you and just says, "What can I get you, hon?"
Do I see Kane?
Yeah, Kane is down the bar, or down the counter rather, just a little ways, sort of at the end of the room.
We are actually
Harper
just
is-
here for him.
Oh, he's not in trouble, is he?
No. We don't
That's
really have the
good.
authority to punish him or anything. So
He's a nice kid. Comes in here sometimes.
he's really a nice kid.
Do you have to sound so skeptical?
That kid.
Nice. Nice is the operative descriptive word. Above all others.
He's always been nice. Always been real polite like.
I just
Oh, so it is us. It is.
Maybe he doesn't like
is it-
authority figures.
is it us? I'm not an authority. I'm cool.
Sure. Mhm.
I'm just.
Yep.
I'm not like other authority figures.
I'm not.
I'm a
I'm not an
cool
authority figure. I'm like
Authority
a.
figure.
I'm his peer,
The
basically.
cool hip authority figure.
If that's what you need to tell yourself, Savior.
I've got like a cool robot arm, and I'm super laid back. What else could you be looking for?
I don't know, being the lead singer in a band?
Well, that's your thing.
I've been inviting you to play bass in the band for like ever.
I don't know. Okay, that feels like you're making fun of me. When you ask me that, that feels like you're making fun of me.
If I thought you were shit at playing, I wouldn't be asking you to play in my band.
But you always have that tone where you're like, hey, you want to play bass in my band? And I'm like, really? And you're like, yeah, really. And it just sounds sarcastic.
That's just my voice, Savior.
Okay, all right, look, we're just here for the kid.
Well, if you need anything, I'll be right here.
Okay.
In the background of this, I think Harper has got about 3 sentences into that and then started beelining for the kid, and slides non-subtly into the booth with their just bevy of blinking gadgets and steeples their fingers and kind of goes, reality alteration. Gravitational, time and space, molecular.
Yeah, sure. Molecular.
Do doors get strange when you are in their vicinity?
How should doors be?
What an excellent question. I agree.
You agree with what?
Do you want to end the world just out of curiosity? Just throwing that out there. No, I assume no.
No,
World
I
ending
don't.
means no. I
I
figured.
don't
I
want
just
to end
wanted
the
to check.
world or anything. I'm so mad all the time. That doesn't mean I want to, do an apocalypse or whatever. Just get off my case.
Fair enough. Who are you mad at? Or what?
I don't know. Everything. The headmaster is a jerk who tells me what to do, and my parents suck and aren't cool, and yeah.
Yeah. It's not great.
Were you ever like that?
Yes. I think were isn't the operative term. I think still am is better. I graduated, I left, and I went, oh great, thank God. I never have to come back. I can go as far away as I want. I can go to the other side of the world. And look at me now. I'm here in the diner across the street.
Yeah.
Just keep wanting to. I don't like him. He's a jerk. I keep wanting to prove that I'm better than him, though. Or that I could do better with that place that he did, or just that I can be better than. He never thought any of my inventions would amount to anything, but.
What do those things do?
Oh, please. That one's molecular, like I said. That one's gravitational. That one's temporal. These two are temperature and thermonuclear. Oh, this is for anomalies, problems, impeding apocalypses. I mean, they're not always heralded by changes in the environment, but they mostly are. And everybody else will tell you, "Ooh, you'll get an ominous feeling," but I prefer to stick with the science.
So, what do those things say about me?
Harper looks down at where, at least to their trained eye, all of the readouts are going off the charts haywire in weird directions, and some of their pixels have started to rearrange on the face of the consoles. Um, and goes, "Well, they agree that you're mad, which I don't need a readout to tell you. Like I said, that's science. You're very powerful, which I know the feeling of. It might be the anger. That's powerful. He'll tell you that it's not. The headmaster will tell you that I think the phrasing I've heard used before is a distracting factor that should be contained and ignored in favor of control. But don't listen if he says that to you."
Yeah. Who needs control? I mean, just on the way here, uh I used my powers just to warp some stuff in the old crater just because I could.
In the old crater, what did you warp in the old crater? Just
Just some
if it's
junk at the bottom.
hmm Did you see what occurred to it?
No.
God, maybe take on second thought. God, I shouldn't be a role model. What am I doing here? On second thought, I would like to append my statement about anger good, control also somewhat good. Maybe not in the way that he. Harper glances over in the direction of the other two. If you're headed over my way, and just goes, "Old crater. What do we know about the old crater?"
Savior, but on approach says, "Hey, bruh, you like Fortnite?" He flosses.
Oh my god.
Hey, bruh, no one has done that dance for like 5 years.
Cool. Very cool.
Savior, I rescind that offer for you to play bass in my band.
Harper slowly puts her head down on her hand.
So you said something about the crater? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I just like used my powers and like was trying them out on some junk in the old crater.
Cool. Any
Right.
particular powers? Like, what were you thinking while you did that?
Maybe you could show us?
That.
Yeah, sure. He points at his plate and sort of uses his powers, and the plate becomes like the same scintillating like weird thing that you saw attached to the wall earlier.
Okay. No, super not what I meant. Super didn't mean that. Okay. Can you make that stop? Can you stop that?
Yeah, sure. And he like does it, and like it solidifies as a plate again.
Great. And you did that to some junk.
Yeah, it's like just some stuff.
Can you describe the junk?
It looked like I don't know, wreckage from the supervillain stuff
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
happened when
Yeah, it did.
to create
Yep.
the crater.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So I guess we're going to Crater City.
Harper is flipping frantically through notes that just have massive lettered examination of crater site pages written in a lot of red pen with a lot of big caution careful warnings, which is unusual for her. And just kind of we should we should we should we should I hate to cut off your pie. We should leave. We should leave post haste.
Yeah.
Why, what's up?
Hey, don't worry about it, kid. Just head back to the school and everything will be fine.
You take your pie and you head straight home, you hear?
This diner has to-go boxes if you need to depart suddenly. The pie can go in one of those, and you can go to the school, and not to the crater where we are going now. Now, Savior, we should go now.
She's so smart.
Mhm. Yeah, so Kane, go back to the school.
Okay, fine. Gosh, I'll go back to the school.
If you go back to the school, I'll let you play drums in a set for me at some point.
Cool. Don't know how to do that, but I'll learn.
I'll teach you. And then as like we're walking away, Kieran just says, God, I hope things are going better for Lenore and Spanner.
So back at the school, if someone else wants to take up the apocalypse playbook while I'm interacting with it.
Ooh, I can happily grab it if nobody else has
Sure.
a.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me pull that up. I'm so curious what Lenore and Spanner are. In fact, I'm sure I hope things are going better for them. Smash cut too.
Okay, so you know how I said I had a plan that won't make things better, but will make things not worse?
Yeah.
So basically, I am going to. I think I can maybe stabilize this creepy room.
How would you do that?
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna turn it into hell.
Uh, how does that help? How does that help?
Cause if it's hell, it's not uh weird annihilation AI looking shit.
I guess that's better, but I feel like I might just change the nature of the end of the world.
Maybe, but I can deal with hell.
I mean, all right. So if hey, we could always just we could always just loop back if we could always just loop back if it doesn't work out. Okay? Yeah, why not? I hope they're doing better at the diner.
And I am going to spend a token to change a room or building into a hellish echo of its original form.
Oh.
So like you see a lot of like the light fixtures remold into like these iron sconces with flaming torches in it. You see like there is just straight up the there becomes just like a pillar with like a blood sacrifice altar in the center of the room. Just a whole bunch of weird sort of hellish phantom wind zone stuff.
Oh.
And as she's reshaping it, she's just like, so alternate timelines, right?
Yeah, they're certainly a thing. Real quick, while I am interacting with the Phantom Wind in this scene, would someone like to take up the Phantom Wind environment playbook?
I would love to.
Yeah, all you. And there could be. Hang on a second. I would like to use the post hell transformation. I would like to use the regular move. Look for signs of the apocalypse.
Does anyone
Post.
want to take the apocalypse? Since
Ooh, I can, yeah, absolutely. I think so. You're doing that post the room transforming into its delightful hellscape.
Yes.
Hey, Emma. I have a
Mhm.
juicy idea if you want to tag team this.
Please, I'm happy to.
Because one
Love
of
it.
the things that I can do with the Phantom Wind is reveal a murder with missing details.
Oh,
So I think as we are getting some indications about hell, perhaps we'll find some information about what happened to the previous saviors.
ooh, ooh. I am. Would you like to expand on that any further? I love that, and I am thinking on it. I'm a fan of that. I'm just trying to think how to expand that. Huh.
I think as the room starts to shift and as Lenore has opened herself up to these forces, that we actually see a number of ghosts start to move through because people have died on this campus. The campus is not immune to ghosts. And in a lot of ways, I think especially for Lenore, there's a part of that that's almost background. Like you've opened yourself up to this, they're just there. But we start to notice some familiar characteristics in some of those ghosts as they're moving through. And I think they seem confused. They seem almost like they're going through like a residual haunting. They're just kind of on a loop going through the motions. And that is at least where we begin. And I will let you kind of weave in some of the thoughts you've had on what then Spanner starts to see.
Hmm. Ooh. I think I'm trying to sort out how to word this. I think that Spanner, the same kind of weird, shimmery miasma that's been and kind of infusing through walls and spreading through surfaces and changing the shape of things. I think that it's almost as these ghosts are doing their sort of little rote haunting circles and showing up more visibly within the room. Uh, they're spilling out a little bit and walking through the hallways, and a similar effect is following in the footsteps of at least one of them, which Spanner might start to realize is perhaps one of the most is perhaps the most recent iteration, which would be Savior 8 as opposed to Savior 9. That as the figure sort of paces on its ghostly way around the corner, this effect is following and is sort of cracking into the ground and going into the floor.
And I
I
think Lenore just fully ignoring this is just like, so are there any timelines where I like turn out okay?
um you were pretty badass in the future, not gonna lie. Pulled
Cool.
off some crazy shit, and well, kind of the reason I made it back here. So,
Nice. Glad to hear I'm like a badass. What are you looking at?
so I just saw I just saw another savior walk by, going.
Oh. Yeah, I heard there's like at least 3. That's all that Kieran could get.
One of them's. I was trying to peek and see how things changed, and one of these Spaniards showed up and is walking away. I I think we should follow. I think we should follow. Excuse me, saviors, not Spaniards. Confusing my memories again. We should follow the savior. I think might have something to do with things now.
All right, well, I finished the room, so I got nothing to better to do.
And Spanner will keep moving in the direction he saw that kind of like savior apparition walking, kind of stopping to briefly glimpse into the future every once in a while to kind of keep trying to follow this savior specter, bleeding a little bit, you know, wiping it off on his sleeve and kind of keep going, trying to track this entity's destination.
Ooh, I think with the Apocalypse playbook again, with kind of tying this into reveal cryptic clues about the apocalypse's trigger, and JD also feel free to jump in on this. I think that as the specter is pacing away with this effect following in its footsteps, you would realize very quickly that that is now heading off of the it's walking in almost a like patrol like manner, like one would walk when searching for threats. And my thought, which anyone is free to elaborate on or free detail, but is that it is leading you off campus in the direction of the crater, and that the event which caused that is perhaps many years prior, in the time even of Savior 8, and that might be where those points and timelines start to intersect, is whatever caused that old wound from an old hero supervillain battle.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. Uh, keep Spanner will keep leading and pursuing this entity back to the crater.
Yeah. Can you do you think it heading toward the crater? Cuz I can get there fast if need be.
I kind of close their eyes again and peer into the future to see potential quote unquote dangers. I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
All
Yeah. It's
right.
going that way.
And a portal into the phantom wind opens up just in
Oh.
the ground uh in front of Lenore, and she just falls face first into it and then uh appears When the three of you get to the crater, just a portal opens up in midair and she's just spat out of it.
I will say as well, Aaron, I believe you may have activated my lure. When someone acts on your precognition, they gain a token.
All right.
Okay? And Spanner's just going to stutter teleport to the crater. Do it that way.
Oh. Hi.
Hey, something weird going on here?
Um, yeah. Kane might have used his powers on whatever was left behind after the explosion caused this crater. And that's
Oh.
probably what's going to end the world.
Whoa. We also just found out that that's how you died.
He like looks at Kieran and looks at Harper. You mean me? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, death doesn't want me. Death won't take me.
Hey, don't say that about yourself.
Death directly told me this. We
Death-
had a conversation. Death said I died, and Death said I don't want you.
Death doesn't know everything. You're great, Kieran.
At this point, Spanner will pop in and be like, well, you might die in another timeline. That would be good. Maybe.
I can't figure out if that's reassuring or not. We're going to table that. We have an apocalypse about to happen.
Yeah.
I am going to once again, a la with the door. Why would one learn from their prior mistakes not 2 hours earlier? Use the weak move of underestimate a threat and walk into trouble, which is that I think Harper has decided, delightful, I know the source of the problem. Data is valuable. To get data, I need to go up close. And about 2 beats after the end of the last sentence, you would all look to your left and realize that she is, in fact, about 3/4 of the way into the crater, just gamely with one broken boot heel, picking her way through the rubble.
And I think that is when you get in there, around you, some like weird, scintillating, almost pillars rise up. So, like, basically boxing you in. They are on all sides of you.
Yeah, just
Wow.
fucking grip it, baby.
I
Slop
would like
that
to
down,
spend a
dude.
token
Shit, yeah,
first
dude.
time
Crack
to
one for the
safely
big
remove
boy.
that.
We also did just get
So-
a donation, so thank you very much for that
Oh,
donation.
Cheers.
And McMahon, you might want to repeat what you said.
Oh, no worries. So I would like to spend a token to use one of my strong moves. Freeze time to safely remove a threat. So I see that Flashpoint is surrounded, and Spanner will reach out and just kind of freeze everything and start kind of running towards Flashpoint, kind of going between the pillars, kind of putting a hand on Flashpoint, doing a short teleport outside of the pillars, so they're no longer surrounded, removing them from the threat, and then time unfreezes.
And I think right when time unfreezes, the pillars all basically slam together and form this like huge pillar that you can see has that twisting reality warped quality, but every once in a while sort of resolves into the wreckage from the crater.
Ooh.
Are you okay?
Harper, having landed on the bad heel and immediately fallen again, is
Catcher.
just delightful. Absolutely. Gets caught briefly, stutters and just oh, thank you. I am okay. The pillar, it's whew. Oh, uh, uh that's growing. That's getting
Should,
worse.
should I break it?
Do you think you can punch through all of that? I believe you could. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything you put your... Just logistically.
Yeah, I mean, I can certainly try. You don't think it's a fish from the future, do you?
That's a spanner question. I
No,
don't know
it's
about
not a
fish from the
fish.
future.
No, it's and if it was a fish, it's a bad fish. It's a villain fish.
I don't believe that they're bad fish, just bad owners.
What if it was a super intelligent fish?
Okay, well, that in that very specific set of circumstances, yeah, that would be a bad fish.
Don't
Does it
imagine
look
Just
fish
punch
shaped?
the fish.
It's very geometric. Most fish aren't.
I would like to spend a token to ask, what do I need to do in this situation in order to achieve my goal?
I think what you would do in this moment to achieve your goal in general is basically make reality stabilize, make it resolve into the just normal manner.
Can I add a piece?
Yeah.
I think Xavier, you realize this is only going to work if we work together as a team.
Okay. Okay. We're going to do this. But we're going to do this together. Going to take all of us. Have to stabilize this area. I have to fix this before it overloads. So I'm going to go in first. I'm going to do whatever I can to hold this thing at bay. For as long as I can, but you have to stop it. Umbra, you're with me.
All right.
The rest of you, figure this out.
Sir, yes, sir.
Got it.
As you say.
Penumbra is just gonna charge in.
Same with Xavier. I'm gonna for good luck. I'm gonna spend a token to overcome insurmountable odds.
Nice.
And I think I am going to spend a token as well to lose a fragment of yourself in return for a moment of incredible power.
Ooh.
So you see sort of like ghostly hands are reaching out of portals behind Penumbra and sort of like dragging wisps of shadow from her, and her eyes go black as she charges in with Savior.
I'm going to third the spending of a token. As the two of you rush off into the midst of things, Harper, who is brushing herself off, checking for all of her broken devices, kind of forgetting to do that in lieu of being genuinely worried about both Penumbra and Savior. I'm going to spend a token to use the strong move of, what's the phrasing? There it is. Say how two powers can be combined to devastating effect, which is that Flashpoint will turn to both Spanner and the vessel and will go, all right, so theory, hypothesis, if this is overloading reality, we could cancel it out by doing the same thing in reverse, shorting the circuit, if you will. You can pull on I still don't understand the wind, the ghost, whatever it is, but you can potentially pull on that. You can reach into other timelines. I know normally we don't want to let either of those things bleed into this nice, neat timeline too much, but if the two of you were to pull on all the threads of other realities, whether worse or better than this one, do we think we could just cancel this out, shut it down?
You're the scientist. I'm going to go with what you think.
Two equal forces meet in the middle and drop to the ground? Neutralized?
I mean, I think between the two of us, we cover a good chunk of reality, so couldn't hurt.
And I will also say that you'll both get a token if you act on my plan or advice.
Yeah, everybody who follows
Amazing.
my orders gets a token. So
Oh, sweet.
I think that's pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I will, I think in this case, spend a token to unleash the vengeance of the Phantom Wind on a target as my part of combining my forces with McMahon's.
Hmm. Hmm. I would like to. Well, this actually hasn't happened yet. I'm saying this is probably fairly dangerous for the number and savior. Sorry. Actually, I'm going to use in this case a regular move. I'm going to do stuff and get ready to face repercussions, and that is going to be get ready to attempt to swap this moment in time with another moment in time.
Right. I think then altogether, with Lenore and with Penumbra and Savior basically cutting back and or punching back the spread of the the reality warp, and Flashpoint directing uh directing Spanner and Vessel to how to basically solidify and attack this reality warp. I am going to end with the apocalypse move. When someone puts a huge effort into preventing the apocalypse, delay it briefly or replace it with another apocalyptic event. So you do manage to seal this, and it turns into basically a large pillar, not of what it was, but of this weird, almost solidified spectral material. But it does seem to have stabilized, and you have put off the apocalypse. It is no longer spreading, and it turns into this solid, ghostly mass. And who knows what the results of that will be with this in the middle of the city.
Fun new
But
landmark.
There's
for
never
now,
consequences for things like this.
There's never repercussions.
For now, the apocalypse is not scheduled for Christmas.
We push it off till New Year's. Small wins, small wins.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I will say after this kind of pillar solidifies and things calm down a little bit, if y'all look around, Spanner's nowhere to be found. It's not there.
Ah, what
Ooh.
happened? What happened to Balthazar?
He was right over. Oh, not there anymore. Oh. Um. Mm,
Do you think I made him shift planes or something like that?
maybe your power streams crossed a little too effectively. I mean, he's gone places before and found his
I'm
way
sure
back.
he'll find his way
Surely,
back.
right,
I
right.
think he'll come back when we need him.
But late.
But late.
But late.
Yes, a few minutes past the scheduled meeting time. Definitely.
With pie.
Mm. Mhm. Are we all? Is everyone all right? Are we?
Penumbra, are
Yeah.
you okay?
You
I
see that
imagine-
Penumbra has like almost like clawed hands now, and she's like, yeah, I just can't do that too much.
I'm imagining that, like, from just the force of everything that we were doing, the robot, the mechanical arm is shattered, and like they come like climbing out of the crater, like both helping each other because Penumbra's tired and he is down to his one arm.
So if we go home, do you think they'll still give us free food?
Motherfucker better give us free food.
I think if nothing else, we've earned it by looking as tired and stressed as we clearly are. Harper is nervously kind of orbiting around Savior, clearly about 3 seconds from trying to be like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Your arm just shattered," but holding herself back just a little bit was just like, "Are you?
I think
Are you?"
Penumbra is going to sort of like lift Savior's good arm off of her and then just like give him a shove toward her.
And he like takes a deep
I will
breath.
catch you this time. I will catch you this time.
That's very cute. Take a deep breath and he'll say, Harper, we just saved the world. You want to go out on a date with me?
I uh, 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 yes, Norman, sure. If we're alive, you're alive. Yeah, yes, yes. I would actually love that. Let's after we take care of you and your arm and fish. Yes, let's. Sure. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not. No, like right now. I'm not waiting for something else to happen. I'm not waiting for the headmaster to give us something else to do. Like right now.
Like right now, right? Like
Right
walk
now,
right.
the diner. You and me, pie at the diner right now.
Yeah, it's not far. We don't need to go back there and tell. He can wait in suspense. He doesn't need to know. We've done the work. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, and with his one good arm, Xavier will take Harper's hand, and they'll start walking towards the diner together out of the rubble.
And I think that is where we will end for today with that cute moment.
Mm.
So let's go around and do outros. Just say where who you are, where we can find you, all that jazz. And yeah, let's start with the JD.
I was not prepared for that order in any way, shape, or form. That is okay. Hi, I am JD. You can find me on the internet at JD, not Jason Dean. And if you like me playing characters who wield death magic and make bad decisions constantly, well, that's like 90% of the characters I play. So, yeah, anywhere you can find me, I'm probably playing something adjacent to that. And I'll be around for a couple more Haz-Mas games and some other events as the holiday season commences. I'll toss it over to Emma.
Hello, it's me. I'm Emma. I'm having so much fun. I have had a delightful time with this. You can find me currently relatively few public places on the internet. That may change in 2025 as I slowly learn to have social media accounts as I stream. But for now, I am most easily findable for a couple more weeks over on the Misadventures League on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. EST, several other times depending on your time zone, where I am playing in Fey Inc., our lovely game where we are interns in the Feywilds, trying very hard to climb the corporate ladder and or not get murdered. It's things are happening and it's very fun. If you want to see me play a character on a completely separate side of the social scale, head over there. And I will throw it to Will.
Hello. Hi, it's me, Will. Tonight I was Norman 9, aka Savior 9, the Strength playbook, and mostly you can find me here live from the Apocalypse, but I should probably talk about some stuff. Tomorrow night, Haz-Mas continues. You can come back here for Redacted, question mark. JD psychological horror game.
For Redacted, confirmed.
Cool. You can come back for Redacted tomorrow night. JD psychological horror game uses a system that he created. And then Friday night is the night before Cheesemas. Friday night, I will not be here for that game. I will be over with Exquisite Corpus Presents playing Metalliteens in the City of Tomorrow. Another strong, punchy character, although that one is much angrier and not as good of a boy, a bad boy, even, some might say. Saturday, we have a double feature,
Yeah, just
11 a.m.
fucking grip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you for the donation. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you to everybody who donated tonight. That's amazing. Saturday, like I was saying, double feature, class reunion, 5e game, isekai homebrew about a group of high school students from Ohio who've been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years. I'll be running that. JD will be playing in that if you want to check it out. And then at 6 p.m. that same night, If You're Cold, They're Cold, another Haz-Mas game. I think that's probably it for now, but we have lots more Haz-Mas stuff coming up, so just keep an eye out on the social media, and you'll know what's happening. That's going to do it for me, so I'll kick it over to McMahon.
Hi, Chris, aka McMahon, because there's a million Chris's. I played Balthazar Bell, aka Spanner, the world. I don't have much of a public-facing presence these days, but I just want to say thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And honestly, check out Molotov College. This game's a blast, and there's so much fun stuff in here. So if you're looking for a fun superhero game and something a bit, you know, different format, GM-less and token-based, check the game out.
Yeah, big second, backed hard. And Aaron, I don't think you talked about stuff yet, did you?
I have not, no. Hi, I'm Aaron. I played Lenore LeBlanc, aka Penumbra, we all went with Stanley alliteration names for this one. And um I am found. I do streams with whoever will have me. In the new year, I will be doing a die RPG one shot on the Queer XP. So keep your eyes out for that. You can find me anywhere online at Veil's Edge Games. Mostly, I am a game designer. So yeah, find me there anywhere that I want to be found, but mostly Blue Sky. And yeah, I design games. I have stuff on itch, including a playbook, bonus playbook I designed for this game, actually. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. We are going to disappear in just a second. Thanks so much again for hanging out, everybody. But just if you're not already following us, there are social links in the chat. There's also a link to the Discord community, which is a great place full of great people, and we would love to have you be a part of it. We're done for the night, but we're going to hop off and raid our friends over at High Shelf Collective, who are streaming Beacons of Farlight, whole lot of friends in that game, and you will enjoy it. I can guarantee it. So come along, say hi, be friendly. But from all of us here live from the apocalypse, say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.